We are back in the year 1987, continuing our look at the Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future toy line by Mattel. Last time, we took a look at Major Hawk Masterson, the oldest member of the Soldiers of the Future and Captain Power's trusted mentor. This time, we're returning to the Biodread Empire to check out one of Lord Dread's unique battlefield commanders, the Ground Guardian, Blastar, here on KREED'S Collection. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of KREED'S Collection. Today we're taking a look at the Biodread Empire's Ground Guardian, Blastar, from the 1987 Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future toy line by Mattel. Blastar was to be Lord Dread's new breed of Biodread. He was designed as a ground unit to infiltrate areas Sauron, Dread's air unit, could not. Blastar should have hundreds of brethren, but his creation was interrupted by Captain Power and his team. Because of this, Blastar was the only one to be created perfect, with the rest being lost. Blastar is built like a tank and has the firepower to back it up. He can fire laser blasts from the fingertips of his left hand, has a shield built into his right arm, and his feet are actually tank treads that let him move about easily and quickly. Lord Dread favors Blastar, referring to him as his son, and is very forgiving of his thirst for violence and action. And now I can't stop thinking about what that family dynamic must be like.
I'll figure out a way to destroy Captain Power. Today is the day.
Dad, you said we would play catch today.
Can't you see I'm busy right now, Blastar? Just go away for now.
But Dad, you promised we'd play catch today. When are we going to play catch?
After I destroy Captain Power.
You don't ever want to spend time with me. I hate you. You're not even my real dad.
Huh. Kids. He'll thank me when he's older.
And now that we know a bit more about Blastar, let's take a closer look. As robot minions go, Blastar looks pretty awesome. And let's be real, in the 1980s, there were a lot of robot characters, so the fact that he even kind of looks unique is amazing. I think he has a really wicked looking head sculpt, and you see he has horns here, and with the red on his face, it kind of looks demonic in my opinion. His faction symbol is right there on his chest, and he's got a lot of excellent detail sculpted into the midsection. He's got some bolts here in his arms. I'm not sure why you can see them, but they look cool. His right hand is molded like it could hold something, like maybe his shield that he has on the show. Unfortunately, his shield is not included with him. His left hand is molded in the firing laser blast position from the TV show, so that looks pretty good. While Blastar's legs look a tad short, I have to say the tread feet are awesome. I love how these look, and I remember on the show he'd always be zipping around on these, and I remember thinking that it was a pretty convenient way to get around. Here on the back side of the figure you can see there is a little bit of detail going on, but not nearly as much as the front. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and take a look at Blastar's articulation. The knee has a 90-degree bend, as you can see. And here at the hip, there's also a 90-degree bend forward, but the leg will not go back at all. Now here at the shoulder, there is a joint that goes up and around full 360 if you want, and there's also a 90-degree bend here at the elbow. Now here at the neck, of course, it'll turn left and right, and that is it. That covers all 9 points of articulation for Blastar. Now we're going to take a look at Blastar's one included accessory, his Electron Blaster. You see a hose here running from the front all the way through, which is flexible, and this part actually plugs into his body. The end of the blaster, of course, is here, and then here at the bottom you see there's a peg and a handle, and those go into his arm. You may have noticed earlier that in his forearm there is a hole. That's where the peg goes, and of course the handle goes in his hand. After you attach the blaster to his arm, you plug the hose into his side. Now, sadly, the hose gets in the way. When you try to put his arm down, it's pretty difficult to do, and it'll actually force his arm up a lot, or even sometimes force the gun out of his hand. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the hose looks awesome connected to the gun, but unfortunately it just doesn't work very well. And while I like the gun, it does beg the question, if his hand shoots lasers, why does he need that gun anyway? Maybe they should have given him his shield instead. The copyright information is located on the back of the figure between his shoulder blades. Malaysia, 1986. Here's a quick look at Blastar's file card. If you'd like to read it, pause now. And now for our He-Man size comparison. Blastar is quite a bit smaller than He-Man, but even if he were bigger than him, He-Man would consider him no threat, because he's already dealt with one of the most evil robots in the universe, Faker. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my toy retrospective for Blastar from the 1987 Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future toy line by Mattel. Blastar is a pretty great figure. If you can look past his awkward gun hose, he's actually awesome. He has a unique look, great articulation, and I love his feet. The tread feet make me laugh so much. They remind me of someone on one of those hoverboards from a few years ago. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up. And if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment. I love reading and responding to them. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it, and it would help my channel grow. I do a retrospective on a toy from my vintage collection every Wednesday, so hope to see you next week and every week after, here on KREED'S Collection.